fish to come over. But as it comes over, the tide goes back out. Where's all the fish? They're all stuck in here. Now that they're stuck in here, the Hawaiians go through and filter out what they like and what they don't like. They look for the red fish, the white fish, whatever the chief likes. They'll pick that up and then they'll put it in their refrigerator right there. That's their holding ponds. Okay? So soon, whenever the king decides what he wants to eat today, they go in and pick it up. Still fresh, still alive. Can't get any better than that. Pretty smart, huh? All right, let's take a walk down here. They are about yay big. You usually see them on the rocks. You got a big one there. The other thing I don't think is one. Oh, that's one fish. Oh, that's not it. Usually you see a whole bunch of fish on the rock, and we go after these little
rain. So our rainy months are February, March, April, May, June, and July. So as long as we get enough rain in those months, the trees will produce blossoms. It takes 6 to 7 months from that white blossom. Hopefully some of the younger trees have the blossoms on, and I'll be able to show you because we've been getting plenty of rain, so that's kind of nice. It takes 6 to 7 months from that blossom to a ripe piece of fruit, which is about the size of a cranberry, and a nice crimson red for this variety when it's ripe. So the harvesters only want to pick the fruit when it's within 3 days of its perfect ripeness. Kind of think about a strawberry. Do you want a strawberry with a little bit of white on it? Or would you like a nice that almost falls off of the bush as you pick it, right? So same way with coffee. They want it perfectly ripe, so all those sugars are developed, and it's perfect. Picture the tree in August. So now you know it's had 6 months, almost 7 months of those first blossoms that we've gotten in February. So we'll have ripe fruit on there, and we'll also have lots of fruit on there in different stages of turning that, because the coffee borer beetle was accidentally introduced. You know, they have to keep, make sure that something else doesn't come along. And they're also always trying to use, and then they go onto the table here for them to dry. Now that the bog is cleared, it only takes about 4 days for the beans to dry. Now at this stage, we'll pass this around. At this stage, that cartilage I explained to you, the type substance called mucilage, has now been reduced to what looks like and feels like parchment paper. So we can pass this around.
This is a honeysuckle, it's sweet honeysuckle.
Create the Kingdom of Hawaii in 1810. That charge starts from here. The first cattle coming into Hawaii, period, landed here at Kealakekua Bay in 1803. They were a gift from George Vancouver. And let's take it a step further. The first Hawaiian to jump ship from Hawaii and go to the mainland at the age of 14 was a guy named Henry Opukahia, because he had heard about Christianity and he wanted to learn more. So he actually left the islands and jumped ship and ended up in Connecticut, where he was able to teach himself 4 different languages. And he left there only speaking Hawaiian. And his main dream was to learn more about Christianity and bring the Bible back to Hawaii and teach people about Christianity. Unfortunately, he died at the age of 27. And even in his youth and at that time, it was his friends that surrounded him in Connecticut that said, hey, let's go fulfill Henry's dream and let's take Christianity to Hawaii. And that brought the first missionaries to the islands in 1820. And all of these things I just mentioned all start right here in Kealakekua Bay.
Wow.
Yeah, Captain James Cook, Hawaii's first tourist. And we killed him. Well, he was complaining about the room tax and the parking fees, you know, and he couldn't figure out what are these charges for, you know, and because of that, we just said no.
This propolis is antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial. It's this sticky stuff on the outside edge. It was our first cavity filler. They would take this, shave it down, shove it in your tooth. We'll shove it in your tooth, then shave it down. And you'd have something antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial, right? It's not anything recent, but you know, some 10,000 years ago it might have been very useful, right? But as well, this was used in mummification. They would use it on the inside of the skull to help protect and keep the skull nice and clean, right? It was also used on the inside of boats, right? To help, say, seal up the cracks, right? Because it's nice and malleable and soft when we no talk back. Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not wasted. If you're thinking it's wasted and you're sad, well, I feel bad for your cortisol level, right? Because that is being wasted, right? That's your stress hormone, right? You don't want to raise that for any reason if you don't have to, right? So with that in mind, these bees are going to share this. They're going to pick it right back up. No waste, right?
Thank you.
I wish I had one right here. There's a thing called a leaf cutter. And what they'll do is they take the leaf and they cut these little half moons out of it. And what they'll do is they'll glue them together. Almost like cigar they look like. Wow. Yeah, I had one, good thing I'm an entomologist. I got blamed a lot for things that might fall. It's almost like you're dragging a hose on the ground, and that was a clump of leaves in there. I was like, well, they look very nicely folded in there, right? Yeah.
If it was some kind of minor miracle. Some of the messages that I can tell you about, I know a few of the hidden messages. First off, take a look at the column posts. There are 6 of them here, and that actually spawned into a palm tree. You notice the contoured ceiling? Again, trying to for the good of the people.
Dave and his wife went around.
The board game is one called Kona. It is a checkerboard game that has black pieces and white pieces that completely fill the board. The object of the game is not to acquire your opponent's men, but to have the last move. Very military-like game, military-like structure, because what we would do, you would choose between black or white. Black stone would always go first. So say the black stone goes first. So the first black stone move would be there. The white stone move here, and so forth and so forth. And you could actually jump 2 in a row, maybe 3, but you could only go in one direction. And the object of the game was to have the last jump. So it's very military-like, because you know, like a military, when you stretch your men out thin, they're pretty much not any good to you. When you stay in close and tight, you protect each other. And that's kind of what this game is. This was formed from a palm tree that was here when the lava actually came through. There's one here and there's one right next door, but you can actually see the grooves in the tree. Because when the lava comes down, the tree is still alive, okay? And it'll knock it over and the tree will eventually burn away, but it'll leave its markings in its place. We actually have a lava tree forest on the Hilo side of the island, where the lava comes down, goes up the side of the tree, and eventually the tree burns away and the lava stays. Not a problem. You know, not a problem. Those are about 20, 30 feet. Yeah. I'll pass the point. You know, like 60 feet. We're just going to go right here, folks. Utensils. Very much like the Spanish. You know, the Spanish, they call it a mocaquete. Yeah, yeah. And so many of the tools that the Hawaiians use for the pepper and crushing, see the stone for crushing, like a mortar pestle, same. So even though the cultures are different, we're a lot alike as well. Oh, remember the tea leaf? They made the fishnet, made the hula skirt. Same thing. What do you think this is?
Make you look good.
Make you look good? Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
This is a raincoat.
Oh.
The dry leaves are 100% water resistant. They will not absorb water, so the water runs. So all they did was stitch it into the back of this, and you got a raincoat that lasts 50, 75 years.
It looks like a bird.
Not bad, huh? Anything else I can show?
What's that big thing behind you?
So that was another amazing day. Well, it's actually yesterday now because it's 12:15 in the morning and I'm still up. Just made a cup of tea, but anyway, so we went to a lot of, because it was a Kona historical history tour, and so I went to one national park, saw how they Hawaiians did their fishing, which is really, really clever. Saw some turtles there. Went to a coffee farm, did a coffee tour, saw how the coffee was made. That was actually the original coffee, Kona coffee. So it was really interesting learning about how that all came about. It was also from, started with a man from England who actually was first over in Oahu. And yeah, so that was really, really interesting learning about that. Then we went to a honey farm and got to see a demonstration of like the guy with the hives, and he kind of got the tool and the honey came out, so that was really awesome to see. Where else? Another place with some turtles, the beach across from the Captain Cook Monument, and also the Hawaiian like original, I think it was called the Bay Sanctuary something, but that was really interesting, and had the funniest driver ever. He was great, and fun fact, he actually took Alex O'Loughlin, who plays Steve McGarrett in New Hawaii Five-0, who's also an Aussie, around. So that was really cool hearing that. Apparently he was just absolutely lovely, so I was really happy to hear that. So that was really, really cool, and I taught some of the Americans, because I was the only Australian in the whole bus full of Americans, so I was teaching them a little bit about Australia, how to enjoy Vegemite, that we don't eat kangaroo on a daily basis. It's more of a, and it's quite expensive as well in the shops, so that was really fun. And yes, met some new people, saw some really interesting things, learned a lot today. Tomorrow I don't have anything planned, so I'm thinking maybe I might go for a swim in the pool and go and get some breakfast at one of the places that I've been looking at, maybe an acai bowl, or there's loads of breakfast options. Definitely get a coffee. Well, this morning I just grabbed a coffee from my favourite place downstairs, and the lady was lovely. She gave me my bagel for free this time instead it was a coffee. So I just been having like a plain bagel with cream cheese spread on it, and that does the trick. It was $4 something I think for just a coffee, which I'm not complaining about at all. That is really good. That's about the same price for a small coffee in Australia, not taking into account the exchange rate of course. But that place is awesome. And then I met up with my Canadian friend again after the tour, because that finished at about 2:30 compared to yesterday's one. It finished at like 8 p.m. but because it was with the same company. So I met up with a Canadian friend, and then we walked around a bit, and then we had dinner at Big Island Grill, I think it was called. I just had a BLT with chips and just a drink. And then after that we just walked around a bit more and went into San Francisco Bay Kona Coffee, I think is the name of it. I really like their coffee there, and just sat there for a while. She could have a drink. I had coffee, and really nice. Only my second one of the day, so doing pretty well. The other one was in the morning, and yeah, so we just sat there for a while and talked for a long time. I actually got a free donut there, so that was really cool. I think it had guava inside, guava jelly, which is jam for us Aussies, inside, so that was really cool. That was a bonus. And yeah, we just sat there for ages and talked and talked. We have so much in common, which is awesome. So she also horse rides and does Highland dancing, and I used to do Highland dancing and I used to horse ride a lot, so that's really cool. And she's really nice. So yeah, that's the great thing about traveling by yourself, is you meet a lot of really cool people. And I met talked to quite a few nice people on the tour as well from Atlanta. There seems to be a lot of them, but they're all really nice, so that's pretty cool. I did buy one thing today from the coffee place. So it's chocolate covered Kona pea berry coffee beans, so that's pretty cool. The pea berries are like a special kind of coffee bean. I know there is some in like Indonesia or something where there's an animal that actually eats it, and then the stomach acid actually gets rid of the shell and it poops out the coffee bean. And yeah, they rinse it in, but it's not like that in Hawaii. They don't do that. But yeah, so it was very interesting learning more about the history and the culture of Hawaii today, so that was really cool. Yeah, I better go to bed, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to wake up in the morning. And tomorrow I have the luau at the hotel too. That's also why I booked it, because it's supposed to be a really good luau. So that's at the hotel itself, so I don't have to worry about going anywhere. And then I'm also just tossing up between booking the manta ray snorkel as well. I need to hurry up and do that if I am going to do it. Otherwise I will miss out. It's highly recommended by a lot of people. So yeah, we'll just see what happens tomorrow, and hopefully it's another awesome day. Might hop on the Kona trolley, might go to Walmart for that experience, go to some shops or something and just have a look around. Yeah, pretty chilled tomorrow, so we'll see what happens anyway.